Good morning, Sonny Mazer here, day 31 of Turtle Lane Tidbits in the greenhouse. The topic this morning is expand your focus. So I'm going to share a story. We had an emergency meeting. I'm in a couple of groups, and when one of us is going through something deep, we know we're always there for the others. So one of our sisters called a meeting, and this group has 4 of us. And she's been trying to figure something out for months in her business. And as we listened, one of the other sisters said, "I think you're focusing on the wrong issue." And this had been an issue reoccurring over and over and over again. And this really was the block that we all believed that was stopping this business from moving forward. And it was how to change this one specific thing. And this other perspective came in and said, what if it wasn't that? And then we all kind of went silent because we all were focused on this one point. And this other person said, what if it's more than that and that's just the distraction? And in fact, as we teased apart this issue, this real sore pain that was coming up over and over again and blocking this business from moving forward, we realized, in fact, that wasn't the problem. That's part of it, but it really isn't the main problem. And she got stuck on that, thinking that was blocking everything else. Well, I'm sharing this because what I'm saying is we often get distracted by one thing and obsess about it over and over and over again. And that really isn't the issue. That digging deeper and following that thread in brings you to a different place. And that's where we find more options. That's where we find more room. And what happened, you felt the energy shift in the group because we were actually all holding the energy, even though it's one person's business. We all held hands and held that energy. And as soon as we felt, oh my God, there's actually another perspective that if that had the focus, that would shift the whole business. And that's exactly what happened. We all shifted. There was an opening. Flow started again and creativity began moving. And it was beautiful. So think about where you focus and where you put your energy and how to expand that so that you have more options. Go deeper. Enjoy this beautiful summer day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 32, Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. This morning, the topic is this needs to stop. Truthfully, I have been feeling sick and disgusted and frustrated. And I'm talking about George Floyd and another murder that has taken place. When is this going to stop? Anger and frustration is not great. This is not the response that I want for myself, but this is my natural stance, and I'm just being honest and truthful. And I'm going to take that anger and funnel it to do something better. Whether it be to stand with other people, whether it be to help educate that we do not have the right to judge and take the life of other people. And what is going on? It is 2020. This is not okay. We have to speak up. I don't understand this. These policemen were fired and they get to go home to their families. George Floyd isn't going home. He isn't hugging anybody again. He isn't getting to kiss anyone again. He isn't going to get to hold hands. His life was taken from him. When is this going to stop? What is it going to take? With everything shifting and changing now, this also needs to shift and change. New systems need to be put in place. New ideas need to be implemented. This is crazy. I wasn't even going to do this morning because I was like, I don't have the right words. I don't know exactly what to say. I don't want to offend anyone. Well, you know what? Screw that. This man lost his life. He's one of many for no other reason than his skin color. For no other reason than his skin color. Really? It's time to wake up. 3 cops witnessed this. Someone took a video of this, thank God. But why didn't they pull the cops off? I kind of don't have all the words for this, and yet I felt I had to say something and had to share this frustration and anger. So while I don't believe that anger is the way to lead, it can fuel a shift and change in a love-based way. So I know this isn't my typical Turtle Lane Tidbits, send you off in a good way in the morning, but sharing something that means a lot, and I hope you think about it. Namaste. Good morning, day 33 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. The topic today is higher self. Truthfully, I had a lot of trouble getting the topic. This is the first day. I really just didn't know what I was going to talk about. I think it's because I'm still thinking about, and it's kind of overtaking my mind, everything about George Floyd and how things really need to change. And then I was online early, and a good friend of mine posted about Mass College of Art professor Jim Traynor, who was recently stopped on his way driving from home, going to school to teach, was going to get a taco for lunch, and literally was getting out of his car, got surrounded by police officers and detained because he looked like someone who had done something in another neighborhood and it was not accurate. And again, thank God it ended okay. But these situations have to stop. And I just feel like I couldn't. This morning I was like, what am I going to talk about? And so I pulled a card from the Native Heart Oracle, one of my favorite deck that I use every day, and I want to share the card with you. It's the Soul Star Chakra. So this is saying, step beyond your limitations, conscious creations, reaching a peak. Ever guiding, ever loving, ever seeing presence of your soul self welcoming you home. The Soul Star Chakra is a brilliant stellar gateway to your divine self. This chakra has been initiated via your Akashic records as you have reached a readiness and willingness to connect with your higher selves. It is time to open your soul to transcending old habits and patterns that have limited you thus far. If you are already feeling consciously connected to your higher self, this chakra welcomes a higher opening as you shift and align further with your soul's purpose. This mandala brings confirmation of your accelerated growth as you are now living as your light body self via the physical experience. This card indicates a time of celebration as you dance in the joy that you bring forth to this planet, as you lead the way. Be a shining example of pure love by allowing your heart to sing for all to hear. As one you are, we are united. So I love this deck. It kind of highlights new things. As one we are united. We need to make these changes, change these patterns together. I have asked a few people who are leaders in the change movement what we can do now. And I will be sharing that information as it comes along. So enjoy your day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 34 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. The topic today is speak up. The throat chakra is right here. This is your fifth chakra. This is where you house your words and communication. Coming from a balanced place is critical with our words. We've talked a little bit about our words and what we say and how whatever we say goes in us and vibrates out of us. In this time where things are massively changing, we need to use our voice and speak up, not speak down. There's a lot of crazy things happening. Being silent can't be one of them. Now, it's true you might not know what to say and how to say it, but that's where the pause comes in. But being silent and not sharing is also not participating. So I share this with you because this is such a devastating time and such a crazy time with all of this rioting. But truthfully, words haven't been heard. And so how do we get points across when people don't hear us? Protesting is great. I believe saying everything that needs to be said is important. The problem is people are not being heard and things are not changing. So what are some new ways to get things to shift, to get things to change? I think using our words and then putting them into action in some kind of form is what is happening and what needs to happen to keep things moving forward and shifting. I don't have the answers. I don't know. I continually ask myself what to do, how to change this, how can I join hands with others and help this shift, because this isn't okay. We all have the natural born right of freedom. That's what America is all about. Being free. So with that, I pose the question of how do we keep freedom going forward for all? For all. If you have suggestions, write them down in the comments. I'm open to hear anything. Let's join hands and do this together. Enjoy the day. Namaste. Good morning, day 35 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse on a Sunday morning. The topic for today is Black Lives Matter. Now, I've been sharing a lot about that right now, and I wanted to share something else this morning. I need my glasses, so hang on. I read this morning and it kind of just made me pause and stop, and I wanted to share it. So saying all lives matter as a response to Black Lives Matter is like saying the fire department should spray down all houses in a neighborhood, even though only one house is on fire, because all houses matter. Yes, your house matters too, but your house is not on fire. This just kind of hit me and kind of clarified that for me and brought it to a new level. And I wanted to share that because I didn't know if there were other people who are also holding those thoughts. So if that hits you, great. If it doesn't, out the window it goes, and keep searching for things that hit you to help clarify. We have another beautiful day for the weekend here in Boston, and I'm thinking that there's a protest this afternoon that I'd like to go to quietly and stand in unison with my sisters and brothers that matter. I don't know where you live. I don't know if that resonates with you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. There's lots of things all of us can do. So search out what makes it right for you to help move things into a new space, into a new direction. Enjoy this day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 36 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. I wanted to share about yesterday going to a protest in Wellesley. The topic today is powerful peace. That was my first protest at 57. I have to say that right off the bat. So two things. I was anxious about going to a space with a lot of people. I have not been in a place with many people since the virus. So yes, this was outside, but I don't think I've been with more than a few people at this point, and it's always been outside. So that definitely caught some anxiety, and I felt it was important to go. So I went with two soul sisters, and I met them, and we parked a little bit away and walked there. And as we started walking to this field, there were signs all along the way with all these people's names who had been shot, killed, murdered. And it was powerful. We were asked to stand by signs and be there in silence. We were able to speak with other people. One person was sharing a lot of information as she walked up and down the street, and cars were honking as we went by. There were very few people in the beginning, and then it ended up approximately 2,000 people. We had 20 minutes of silence. And I have to say, that was really powerful. It was also powerful being amongst that many people, all for the same cause. And something I want to note, as everybody in America knows right now about all these riots and how it's just outrage on all ends across the board. And right now it's almost outrage meeting outrage. And that's definitely a place to shift. And I understand it, because people are just beyond themselves. They are so worked up, and nothing is changing yet. So from a very strong heart-centered space, I am sending love and praying for love and action. We need action. We need changes. We need things to really shift. So as we move forward in June, let's all stand in a united front to make this matter. Black Lives Matter. Things need to change. Join some action to help this happen. Namaste. Enjoy your day. Good morning. Day 37. Sonny Mazer here, Turtle Lane Tidbits in the greenhouse. The topic today is conscious actions. Truthfully, I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to give a tool as well as commenting on what's happening in the world. I feel like things are not going back to regular, so I can't go back to regular. I just don't feel like that's the right thing for my core, for my center. So while the riots last night were really still very heightened in many cities, I feel like the thing I want to bring out right now is conscious actions. I do feel like we all have a responsibility to do something. However, there's this energy that is really crazy right now and very strong, very similar to a tornado, to a tsunami, to just massive shifting and changing, which I think we need. And at the same time, I think we just don't join in with craziness and add from a fear-based space. This is an awesome opportunity to come together, to make the changes happen, to make the changes begin from a love-based space. And that doesn't mean sitting back and meditating nonstop and doing nothing else. That's a great start, and that's great to add to everyday practice. And I think we do need the actions, but having conscious actions, not just reacting to things that are happening and getting caught up in more destruction, because that just doesn't help us move into the place that we want to be in, which is a much more equal place where color doesn't matter. So I don't know, I hope this is of some value. I kind of feel not even sure about today, but I do know that just thinking about what we're doing and why we're doing it and choosing. Are you coming from a loving space or a fear-based space? Our world right now being led by a fear-based leader, though I don't really want to use that word, is total fear. And that's not the direction we want to go. Choose love. Have a conscious and good day. Namaste. Good morning, day 38 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. The topic today is a glimpse of normalcy. So yesterday I went to my antique booth in the mill that I am part of, White Dog Vintage, and we're opening next Friday, June 12th. So we each had to go in and clean our space. And I haven't been there in 2.5, 3 months. And I just have to say, it was kind of wild. It felt great and weird at the same time. So I think this is the new normal, like unsure and yet really familiar. We have to wear masks. People helping will have gloves. It's taped off to have a certain amount of space from each other. And at the same time, to go there and to see some of my friends who I haven't seen in a while. And I also have new neighbors. So a shout out to my new neighbor, Ginny, my new neighbor, Chris. Love you guys and already have such a great vibe. And everybody has such beautiful things there. And I have to say, just kind of being somewhere where I used to be brought up such comfort and ease and excitement. And also a little concern, like, I wonder how this is going to go when lots of people come here. Everybody has to wear masks. What if they don't have masks? So we talked about maybe we should just buy a box of masks and have them there. And so I think as we move forward and as things start opening up and we have more options again, we have to check in with us and see what's comfortable. Bring an extra mask. Mine broke the other day. I was out and about and I was like, now what? So I tied a little knot and it still fit over my ear and it's fine. But I didn't have an extra one in my car. So now I have an extra mask, one in my purse and an extra one in my car. So just think of these things and whatever is going to work for you, and know that you take it one option at a time. Move forward from what works for you and from a safety perspective, and we're moving forward. So that is my tip for the day. Have a great, aware day. Namaste. Good morning, day 39. Sonny Mazer here with Turtle Lane Tidbits in the greenhouse. The topic today is sweet connections and massive sorrow. Yesterday, we had our first in-person meeting of a Soul Sister Mastermind group that we do once a month has been virtual for the past 3 months. We did it out on our roof deck, which is quite large, and plenty of social distancing room. It's supposed to be 8 of us, ended up being 6 in person and 2 on Zoom just because of other commitments. But it was really the first time of being together with a big group that we used to do all the time and not think about. And I have to say, it was really profound. We didn't touch each other, we didn't hug, we always hug. And that was hard, but just being together had a whole new meaning. And as we move to more things opening up, pay attention to these sweet connections that we have maybe not even thought about just because we always could, because we just did. And it was so normal, part of our regular. And now it's really special. Say that, share that. We had massive sharing yesterday, lots of tears, coming together with all the racism that is being brought up to the light and hopefully shattered so that we can become one. We talked about bringing our forces together and how we can work together to change that. That yes, prayer is great, but prayer by itself isn't enough. We need action. We need a call to action. Some of us are looking into things that we can do so that we can join together and share things and help things shift. Things have to move right now. So yesterday was a day of really beautiful connections, very emotional, lots of sharing. And in fact, it started that way. And then I ended up seeing 2 other people who I haven't seen in months, again, social distanced, but such love, such a great connection. And we all kept talking about how love really is the core and action. So I invite you to pay attention to your connections as you move forward, for a call to action so that we can become one and equal. And that is Turtle Lane Tidbits for today. Enjoy your day. May it be one filled with awareness. Namaste. Good morning. Day 40 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here in the greenhouse. The topic today is broken records. So I was in a moon circle last night on Zoom, and the leader asked us, what is stopping us from reaching our full potential? And then we had 3 other prompts, and we had a journal. And I began journaling, and I was writing things down almost without thinking. And after I wrote these down, I also wrote down broken record. And I was like, oh my God. For years, I have been saying these same things have been blocking me from reaching my full potential. And it just kind of dawned on me. You know, some of you are way younger than me. Some of you are my age or older, so those in my sphere will get this. We used to have record players when we were little, literally with vinyl records that we put on 45s and albums. And if there was a scratch on it, you know, to me, I was like, it's such a broken record. I can't stand listening to it because it would beep over. And I thought to myself, what did I do? I changed the record. Or I got a new one. And so right now, there's a lot going on in the world that is a broken record. We've heard a lot of these things before and haven't seen changes. It's time to get a new record, to get new systems, to get new laws, to get new procedures. This is the time for all of this to happen on a huge global level and also on a personal level. Both of those matter. We bridge all of that and we move forward from a new place. What things in your life have been holding you back? Think about it. Are they the same things? You do have options. We do. We can switch them. I'm sick of my broken records. I am done. I even heard myself last night after class and I was like, oh, you know what? That's exactly what I need to change. And I feel like today is a new record day. So what things have been haunting you, holding you back, holding you down, stopping you from moving the way that you want to in full alignment with your soul? We only have one round. We need to make this one count. Let's change the record. Have a good day. May it be mindful and you have full awareness. Namaste.